I guess I should stay out of other people's business. Forgive me.
You English do talk a lot, don't you?
I just don't know how to feel about leaving my country for the first time. I mean, how should anyone feel?
Hopeful?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just running away.
You should all get some rest. It will not be long now till we reach Cherbourg.
Thank the Lord. I can't wait to be back.
In the late summer of 1142, I had left my home country, England, for good. My old life lay in shambles, as did my former home of Kingsbridge. Having failed both my friends and family, I had set out to find my baby's father, the man I still loved with all my heart, Jack Jackson. And so early one morning in July, I finally arrived on the shores of Normandy. With nothing on me but a pouch of coin and a young, curious face yet unnamed, who was just as unfamiliar to this new world as was I. You're still here?
Oh, it's you. I'm just trying to get my feet used to good solid ground again. The last bit of our voyage wasn't exactly my pint of ale.
I'm looking for someone. A red-haired mason called Jack Jackson. He came to France about a year ago or so.
A fellow mason, great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know a thing. After all, I just arrived here with you.
I know. Tell him.
All right. Jack.
Thank you. That...
Actually, I am.
I guess I just know...
To be honest, I haven't been...
What will you do to find...
Don't know. All I heard was that the wages are better over here.
So you'll just travel from town to town?
Right. And a fellow mason told me about the abbey there. He said these Normans build their churches quite... Oh, thank you. You too.
No, maybe I should just get going. No.
Hey, you. That's quite a bundle you got there. Where are you headed?
Have you You must have landed here some...
Another ginger in Normandy? I wouldn't have noticed, even if he was carrying a hammer instead of a fishing rod. Maybe you should ask someone in Barfleur. That's where all the travellers come through, the pilgrims and king. Their lot rarely lands in. Why you even came to Cherbourg in the first place baffles me.
It was the earliest ship I...
It must be inside.
Let's just say I needed to get away before I...
Fine with me.
All right.
All right. Where do you need to...
We went to Barfleur, a scenic port town built on granite. I talked to some of the sailors. Maybe I was approaching this the wrong way. What had drawn him to France in the first place? The distance to Kingsbridge? Lessay was tiny, but as it turned out, worth the trip. In the small, I lay down to sleep on the floor of the Abbey guest house.
Bu ne oğlum, biz böyle tek tek gidecek miyiz ya?
My father had once told me tales of the Mont Saint-Michel. It was a windy day. Apparently, going to Le Mans reminded me of all the trouble I'd left behind in England. 30 years ago, Le Mans had been conquered by the Plantagenet Geoffrey of... There was no sign of Jack.
Ne görüyorum?
Good day. Are you the master builder?
What is it?
I'm looking for a mason who may have passed through here. An Englishman with carroty hair. He calls himself Jack Jackson.
A redhead?
Yes. Did you see him? He might have asked for work here.
No, I'm not looking for new masons. We're just doing repairs.
Ah, but was he here?
No, never seen him. Now, stand back, woman. Something could fall on your baby's head.
I was told he wanted to come...
Maybe he changed his...
Are you sure you haven't...
I am.
You hesitated when I mentioned... Are you sure you...
Yes.
May I talk to your workers?
No, they're busy. And I can assure you they have nothing to say on that matter.
Perhaps I'll talk to them once they've finished for the day.
It would be a waste of time. All right, he was here. Was working for me. But I had to throw him out after...
Why?
Because he was all want. Let me redesign the roof, let me make the nave lighter. All pretty ideas, but he never shut up long enough to do the work he was supposed to do. Shit, that man was almost as needy as my son when he was still a brat.
He does know a lot about his craft.
Well, I know masons like him. They grow up gifted but without a mote of discipline in their guts. Can't work with someone like that.
Do you know where he went next?
No idea. Maybe to Limoges or Angoulême. Maybe even to La Rochelle. Seemed to have plans for every cathedral on God's green earth, but none for himself.
I understand. I'll leave you to it then.
Bon voyage.
Mbappe. La Rochelle dedi. Önemli Yunan kasabası. La Rochelle dedi.
We had just left Tours when I suddenly felt dizzy. I stopped and made rest, trying to catch my breath. To my horror, our baby too had grown pale, his breath shallow like that of an old man. I tried. Back in Tours, the fever got worse. I remember people carrying me into a room, laying me on a bed. I tried to feed my baby, but when I awoke, Jack was standing next to my bed. He scolded me for following him. "You know you could go anywhere you want," he whispered. "Why be stupid and follow me?"
Rüya mı? Bu kadar hızlı buluşacaklarını hiç tahmin etmemiştim.
I tried to answer, but he just opened the window and jumped out, heading toward ancient Greece, or maybe all the way to Arabia. And
Rüya görüyorsunuz içimizde.
the further I went, the angrier I got. For years, I'd been fighting for my family. I'd committed myself to an oath to my father. I'd built up a business to sustain it and even married a man I despised so I could create a future for the people around me. I'd known nothing but my duty to the men in my life, while the man I was trying to find lived a life of casual irresponsibility. He travelled the world on a whim to learn about when could I ever do anything just for myself?
Ama ne oluyor amına koyayım? Uyan artık, uyan. Böyle birisi yok. Bir sigara yakalım. Asya'da kimse gelmiyor.
I'd travelled in a circle all the way to the edge of the world and back, only to return to the place of our failure. With my eyes closed, I listened to the sound of ripping yarn and crumbling walls, and of coaches carrying. When the last moat had settled, I opened my eyes again and found myself in a dirty little room. An old maid was sitting next to my bed and smiled at me, then handed me my baby. Oh, dear God, he still looked so pale. The more I tried to keep him warm, the colder he felt. Oh, please, God, let him live. Don't punish him. I gently caressed his head until finally he put his mouth to my breast and drank and drank. We had both been spared. We rested one more day. Then I gathered my things and headed back to the cathedral to thank the Lord for his mercy.
içeri gir ama.
I thank you, dear Lord.
All right,
I
steady
thank
now.
you for having spared my child. I thank you for...
Don't let go until it's done.
But why are you showing mercy on me? I failed everyone I cared about. I failed Jack. I failed my brother. And if I never return, I would also break the oath I had given Father. It's just that I feel like I've never had a life of my own. I've always fought for others. And this may be the very first time that I fight for something that I only want for myself. Maybe I should just go back and help rebuild Kingsbridge. Maybe Jack doesn't even care for me anymore. Amen.
Adamın üvey kardeşiyle evlenirsen para için.
Huh.
Demez yani. Kahpe. Bak burada ne var. Jack'in yaptığı heykel.
I've seen one of those before.
It's amazing, isn't it? The man who did that really had it in him.
I agree. He always did.
Oh, you knew Master Jacques.
Yes, but it's been a while since I last saw him.
It's a shame that the Master let him go. In just 1 month, he did so many things.
What did he do?
He came up with ideas for how to make the construction easier. But the Master didn't want to hear it. To tell you the truth, everyone thinks that he feared for his own job having someone like that around. The last thing Jack did was carve that corbel. It was the one thing the Master let. Then when he was done, he was...
Your master said he had no...
Let Jacques work very hard on it. He was impatient and had a temper, but you could see that he tried to... Conquering that rock was very...
Oh. Do you happen to know where...
He wanted to walk the pilgrim trail to Santiago de Compostela.
The Camino? The Way of St. James?
He said he might find someone there who knew his father.
Just one more thing. How...
Relieved. He seemed ready for something.
Thank you so much for your...
Think nothing. And good luck on your travels. May you...
Isn't it odd? Just when you stop looking, you come across the most curious of things. Like these 3 devices that one of my merchants brought back from Baghdad.
Oh no. Is it another one of your Banu Musa toys, Rashid?
They're not toys, Adriel. They're objects of scholarly ingenuity. I will let my valued friend...
Paranın amına koyayım.
Jack, if you may.
Arapların yanında parayı bulamıyorsan ne aptalsın.
For one, let me draw your attention to the magnificent songbird on the table. And then to that wondrous donkey next to the entrance. Although, the most astounding thing of all stands right between them. That statuette. Ha ha, precisely. But one thing at a time. Otherwise, the other 2 devices might appear bland and boring.
I agree.
Let us let Jack decide what to demonstrate first.
No, it's too heavy. He likes to take his time, doesn't he?
No, it's too heavy. No, it's too heavy.
What is he doing now?
Not much, I suppose.
No! Keep that candle away.
Why? What would happen if you set it on fire?
Yes, Rashid, we're curious. You are not. You're just fooling around. And so are you, Jack.
Sorry.
3 aletiyle takdim et. Sapanla kafanızı sıksam.
It's practically empty. She's too precious to be burned. Now that's not...
Oğlum ben bir şey kaçırdım ya. Bir şeyler anlatıyorlardı ya.
No, it's for the present.
What is he doing now? And now, Jack will heat the water. It's so beautiful, just listen.
İranlı bildiğin falan filan bunları...
But how marvelous!
How does it work?
Maybe it's a miracle.
Right.
Go on, Jack. Tell them.
It is possessed by an evil spirit.
Is this what you people tell each other in your church, Rashid? That modern machinery is created by the devil?
Of course not. Jack is just teasing you. What happens is this. There is a water wheel hidden in the back, rotating an axis that in return moves a sequence of small cylinders. It lifts and drops these cylinders like fingers playing a flute.
But who is blowing into the flute?
Steam.
Steam?
Yes. When I opened the pipe, it gradually pushed itself into the tube.
The power of steam. For once, I must agree, this is brilliant.
Of course! It was created by a Muslim after all.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What else have you got, Rashid?
Anyone care for some tea?
Thank you, my daughter. We will have some as soon as Jack has finished our presentation.
Mind if I watch?
Of course not.
So, who is this man, Rashid?
Jack is a friend of the house. A brilliant man, a scholar and a talented artist. Just the other day, he explained Euclid to me. What is that? A Greek who wrote a book called The Elements of Geometry. The Egyptians translated it into Arabic, and now the Englishmen are turning it into Latin.
How very peculiar.
Don't let me distract you, Jack.
What should I do? What can I do sometimes, you know?
No, it's too heavy.
You really like to take your time with this. Don't keep us waiting.
Beni sikerim bu arada. Benim ne yapmam lazım? Benim ne malzemem? Yine su dolduruyor. Niye bir boklar yapıyor?
I could watch this man scoop up water all day.
Bir daha mı buna vereceğiz?
You showed it to us already.
Now that's not how she works. No, it's for the present.
Now, watch the head. Just any moment now. There. Did you see? It threw up. Rashid, this is disgusting. Oh, far from it. Would you kindly explain how it works, Jack?
You see that bowl floating on top of the water? At the bottom of that bowl is a small hole. Through it, the bowl is slowly filled with liquid. Once it's full, it sinks, pulling a string which makes the ball drop onto a weight. This, in return, pulls the bowl up again, emptying it in the process.
Thus resetting the entire mechanism.
If you timed it perfectly, you could make it drop a ball at every hour.
Turning it into a clock. How clever.
For me, it's still nothing more than a puking donkey.
Show us more, Rashid.
One could join those two and build a singing donkey clock. One song after every hour.
That would be pretty clever.
I know, right? You could be the one to build it.
Oh, that would be unfair. It's your invention.
I would let you have it. Or we design it together.
You still haven't shown us that statuette yet. Of course. Jack, if you may.
Bak yine kaçırdım, ne yapacağım? Şu herhalde yani şu an. İcat.
Oh, you will love this. Just watch. And now?
Just be patient. but don't look away. It takes some time for her to...
To do what?
Is it crying? Isn't that amazing?
No, it's irritating. Rashid, what is going on?
It's a mystery.
Rashid, please.
We all know that there is no such thing as a man-made miracle.
And this piece of wood is very clearly made by man.
I very much agree, my friends. But so far, none of us has an explanation.
All we know for certain is that her glassy eyes shed tears when you move her from warmth into cold.
Like a plant at sunrise? Like dew? The only difference is the surface, that's all.
I think you may be onto something.
Am I? Of course, I had no intention of disturbing your conversation. But if you can find out why there's dew gathering on a plant, you may understand why that woman is so weepy. So, who wants a cup of tea?
I'll have some.
Your daughter is quite something, Rashid. A scholar in her own right. I know. I'd rather she wasn't. It would make marrying her off so much easier.
Oh, I'm certain that won't stay a problem for long.
Maybe the dew originates from invisible water in the air. Water that stays hidden when it's hot.
The pilgrim trails across France converged at Osterbat in the foothills of the Pyrenees. There, the group of 20 or so pilgrims who had been travelling alongside me since I'd left Tours swelled to about 70. Some were prosperous citizens, some probably on the run from justice, a few drunks and several monks and clergymen. Several languages were spoken, including Flemish, a German tongue, and a southern French language called Oc. Nevertheless, there was no lack of communication among them, and as we crossed the Pyrenees, they sang, played games, while my baby and I kept mostly to ourselves.
Ganz schön frech, die mit ihrem Kind.
Hadi.
Richtig dreist. Kann ein Mann nicht einfach mal seine Ruhe haben? Der Weg aus Babenberg war doch anstrengend genug.
Dear Lord, what are you doing? You should get out of the water. It's freezing.
My ring. Dear Lord, please show. Come back to me. Please come back to me.
The cold will kill.
I can't leave. Where are you? Where did you go?
She's not listening. She's not listening. She's not... I'm glad I never had to use my dagger on my journey. I'm only keeping it...
Come back to me. Please come back to me.
Oğlum şurada parlıyor ya amına koyayım. Değil mi ya?
Where are you? Where did you go?
Vermese olmuyor. Hızlardık.
I found it.
Oh really?
Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You are a very kind woman. So very, very kind.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Are you getting warmer?
I am, thank you.
I can see this ring is very precious to you.
It was a gift from my stepmother. She thought I would stay forever, but I didn't.
Why did you leave?
Oh, I thought I didn't belong. She always said I was her daughter, but I was sure she was lying. I was so selfish and so stupid. Too stupid to see I really was happy.
Maybe...
You will know soon.
Not soon enough. It's still 4 weeks till I get there.
He'll be there.
Hey.
Camino de Santiago. Santiago Bernabéu. Falan filan dersin. Çünkü acılar neresi okuyorsa o da işte tamam. Tamam kardeşim. Aynen Santiago Bernabéu dedim bak. İspanya yani. Barcelona.
The woman's name was Alba. She came from a small town somewhere in Catalonia. I quickly got used to her constantly feeling out for her stepmother's ring and the sad guilt that would always I wasn't sure if she appreciated my company, but I couldn't leave her on her own either. Alba believed herself to be of weak mind and body, and yet she walked, but what was there to forgive? Around Lyon, the path began to gradually turn up. After Astorga, the trail got more... The the next morning, she refused to get up. Her breathing was disturbingly shallow, and she hardly noticed me touching her forehead. Everything hurts, she said, and urged me to continue without her. Of course, I stayed with her. I brought her food and water and sat by her side. But day after day, her condition grew worse. I'd hardly known her, and most of the time she'd tried to push me away, as if she considered herself a nuisance that slowed me. It wasn't until a few moments before she died that, for the first time, I still like to believe that here, in this unlikely place, dying next to a near stranger, she'd found a moment of serenity and happiness. When I left, that thought still haunted me. To see that a journey could come to an end so suddenly. But what would be different? After months of hard travel, the child and I finally reached Santiago de Compostela. It was almost... Buenos dias. Do you understand? No, I was told a friend of mine's, a red-haired English...
Eu só te falo em
Français? I'm looking for a man.
E logo andas.
Have you seen any...
Pero, ¿por qué?
She doesn't even understand.
Oh, qué...
Sí. Have you seen his Jack Jackson?
Bense.
What?
É un peregrino.
Oh, he's not a pilgrim.
Entón, quen ve?
He... Is there someone inside who might be...
Nena, que...
A translator...
Agora mesmo están case che...
He's a... You don't seem to like jongleurs. He's... Let me show you. She knows that Jack likes to read. Now I need to somehow tell her that he's a mason. Oh,
O inglés...
He's a mason. Sí, a mason. It's the same word in Galician.
Por non me poder...
Oín falar dun masón que dis que se dedica a traducir libros en Toledo.
Polo visto, di que se chama Jack.
Yes, Jack.
Non sei cal será, se tan desesperada está...
Entón...
Are you certain you've seen my Jack?
Di che o teu Jack.
All right, so I will Grassini. I just pray that I understood. Buenos dias. Parlez-vous français?
Of course.
I was told a man named...
Who told you this?
A group of scholars living at the edge. They said he used to translate old scriptures about...
Please wait here. I will talk with Master Rashid.
Of. Tek yapmam gereken şey beklemek değil mi ya? Selamünaleyküm abi. İçeri girmiyor. Hırsız falan sanırım. Ama bunu yapmasak da oyun ilerlemeyecek. Biliyorum. Sapan işleyecek.
It's his.
Eşek abi. İnanma inanma öşek. Aha. Ayşem. Güzelim.
Oh, there you are. May I ask who let you stroll around our house?
Oh, well, who are you?
I am a daughter of this house. I have every right to be here. My servant told me there would be a guest. My father's not here at the moment. Unfortunately, I must disappoint you. There's no one called Jack living in this house.
Please, let me talk to him.
I'm sorry, but this is not easy for any of us. I think you should know that Jack and I are promised to each other. Maybe we should go inside. The sun's burning, and my mother doesn't need to hear us. Jack told me about you. You are Aliena. You're the one who rejected him and married his stepbrother. And now you want him back.
I need my son to meet his father.
His father? The little one is Jack's son.
He is.
He always said that he had come here to find out about his family. But instead, he found out about everything else. About philosophy, mathematics, When he and my father met, it was love at first sight. They studied together and made great plans. But in the end, Jack would always start talking about his cathedral again, this great church he would build one day. Rib vaults and pointed windows. He'd ramble on about it for hours and stare up at that ceiling. We three sat here for hours and talked, and then in the evenings it would be just the two of us. So many strange ideas about the future, some barely more than silly dreams, others almost in arm's reach.
He always had his head in the clouds.
Oh, yes. Well, he's not here anymore. My father had offered him work as a master builder here in Toledo. He would have been well off and free to spend his evenings under vaults like this, with me as his wife. But in the end, he refused. Tell me, did you really marry his stepbrother?
It was the hardest decision I ever made. But it also felt like a sacrifice I had to make to fulfill a promise I made to my father. It was all for nothing. I thought I had no choice. I didn't want to hurt him. Believe me.
I do. You know, he left me because of you. Even after all you did to him, he couldn't let go. You can be glad that you ran into me and not my mother. She was enraged when he left.
He can have that effect on people.
But apart from that, we made our peace with him. Father even gave him one of his favorite pieces of his collection as a parting gift. A small wooden statue with stone eyes in exchange for his slingshot.
Would you mind telling me where he went?
He went to Paris to work on the Cathedral of Saint-Denis. He said he never found out about his father, so there was no reason to stay down here anymore.
Paris?
Yes. If you find him there, tell him I don't miss him.
Thank you, and all the best to your family.
Thank you. What is the child's name, by the way?
Well, he has none yet. I wouldn't name him without Jack.
Isn't that a bit silly?
Maybe. But he's his son as well as mine. It's his right to have a say in it too.
Then off to Paris. That baby needs a name.
He will get one. Thank you. I travelled back along the Way of St. James, passing through Astorga, Lyon and Burgos. I crossed the Pyrenees, revisiting Bordeaux, Angoulême, Poitiers, but never stayed longer than one night. The closer I came to... If Jack really was there, what... I was sure I would slap him for running away without a word. There. Are we awake then? You almost missed this. Look at these colourful windows. Look at the light.
Ali,
We came to see you, Jack.
we? Is he?
He is your son.
My son?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Ali, where do we go from here?
Wherever we go, I want to go with you.
Will you marry me? Both of you.
We will. We stayed in Paris as husband and wife. And our son, Tommy. The days went by quickly. Jack had learned much working as a builder in Saint-Denis. Days became months. Then after a year, we both grew restless. Where can we go from here? We asked ourselves again. We both confessed that we wanted to see our families, our friends. And then we knew where we wanted to go. Home. Even if it was in shambles.
We need to hurry. The ship to England will leave soon.
What's going on here?
Whatever it is, if the crowd doesn't clear up, we'll miss our ship. Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms, but it was just fairy tales and painted... I know. Otherwise they'll rip him apart.
This isn't the right place. No. This isn't the right place. They won't be impressed with this. Excuse me?
What's going on here?
He's a thief. He told us lies and stole our money.
But isn't that just a simple jongleur?
That poor man. We need to help him.
No. This isn't the right place. She doesn't do anything yet, but if I stood with her where it's colder... Do you see? It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
Mustn't fool around now. The tears will dry quickly.
Oh, he doesn't like...
What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens. Cease your doings right now and witness the miracle.
It's true. Lord in heaven. Why is she crying?
She weeps. What has this man done to you that you would treat him like a wild...
He tricked us and took...
And you would kill him for your own... The Holy Virgin weeps.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy Mother. Where did she come?
For hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
Her destination is beyond these waters. In the small town, there she wants to rest.
Kings?
Where's that?
Hail Mary!
Make way for the Holy...
Helen!
Make Robert...
Huh?
Blessed Mary, let my daughter...
Give us a good harvest!
They're donating to ask for her blessing.
The weeping Madonna shall... And with your... I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral...
It's...
Who do you...
You!
Me?
My husband is very much alive. I've known him since he was 12.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24 years. On the white ship. I thought...
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Jacques.
Ananı sikeyim, saat 6:30.
Güçlü düzeldim sandım ama hep sular aktı. Düştüm bu hale. Eller heva hevesine düşkün. Konuştu halimi yedi mahalle. Herkes anladı ne yazık ki. Anlatamıyorum derdimi yâre. Kalbim eller...
Tamam kardeşim.
Tamam yarrağım.
Vatan amına koyayım.
Sus lan!
Çok konuşma, ananı sikerim. Duydun mu? Hatta seni bulurum.
Bakacağız. Kimin aşağı daha büyükmüş.
Bakacağız kimin aşağıda büyüyormuş.
So much has grown. But there are no roots, no herbs.
What are you looking at, Jonathan?
The garden is in disorder. I want it to be right again, but I don't know how to do it.
Before I became prior, I thought the same about Kingsbridge.
Well, what did you do?
I cleaned up.
Where do we start?
Light. Here, you see those? They're called wood sorrel. Let's pluck only those for now.
I'll do it.
If you insist.
Hadi. Benim sesim var değil mi lan? Sabahtan beri kendi kendime konuşmuyorum. Okey, varmış. Arkadaşlar bunu izliyorsanız kafanızı sikeyim. Yani şu an burada beni izleyen varsa...
For plants to take root, the soil must be loose and fertile.
So, may I dig now? Done. What's next?
Stay here. I'll be right back.
Seed alacağız. Ya Filip, ne mal adamsın. 25 yıldır burada yaşıyorsun hala.
You always said you wanted to plant these seeds and make a new garden.
What did you bring? Whoa! All right.
Hadi.
And in a few...
Does
That's a longer walk, though. Let's walk.
Why isn't Remigius holding the sermon?
Our church lies in ruins. Something that, until...
What do you...
But We did. Today, and good. Then we have witnessed that man carries the devil in, but even before he can pray, no man, whether
You have to see them. You've got to see the horses and the colours.
Jonathan. Now, what's going on?
I heard noises.
Calm down.
But the priest said they brought a miracle.
Who? What?
Step right up, brothers and sisters. For you are about to...
Who is that?
They brought
a miracle.
Don't be... There is... Ah, you must be Prior Philip. I have been sent by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Here is... We've been charged to... She is to...
What?
Sağdaki Ellie.
On her travel from far away Africa, I can't... You do believe. That is why she... The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa.
Please, tell us more.
Of course. My words shall prepare... I knew not her powers or destination. Nevertheless, I carried her for many miles. Many bore witness to her miracle before it dawned upon me.
Please.
Of course. But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions. She said, "You shall build me a new church in Kingsbridge." Of course, my words shall... And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
Please, tell us more.
Of course, my words shall prepare you. I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters.
Hey!
Shh. I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
Please.
Of course. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey.
What country did you say?
The far... You must be thinking, how can he be so sure?
What's it like?
They... You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge chosen to be the home of the Holy Virgin?
You mentioned there were fig trees in Africa. What are they? I'm getting...
I could have continued to carry her from town to town until my flesh succumbed. But this was not her will. But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian, and I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized?
A Saracen?
Now, brothers and sisters, I have heard that life has not been kind to Kingsbridge, but it is in places like these, and in dark times like these, that God's light shines brightest. And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, over the sea, and all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout Christians have given money for the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna. This Church of Kingsbridge. You must be thinking, how can he be so sure? In the beginning, I was not. I only had my faith. I knew not her powers or destination. Nevertheless, I carried her for many miles. I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge chosen to be the home of the Holy Virgin? She said, So we set off. With the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury, I will tell you again, dear brother, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa.
What is in this
A
book will not
baptized
help me
Saracen
more.
was her former guardian. And
much
I
to
and the
contemplate.
custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized?
A Saracen? You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge chosen to be the home of the Holy Virgin? So we set off. With the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian. And I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized?
A Saracen? You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge chosen to be the home of the Holy Virgin? She said, You shall build me a new church in Kingsbridge. So we set off, with the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury. I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. And I will tell you again, she is a true miracle that will change your life.
What do you think of this?
They seem and we could use the money.
Many bore witness to her miracle.
Brother, I've heard of a Reynolds from a scheming drunkard who lives as a...
You think that's...
Perhaps it is. I don't trust...
She wanted to go home, but where? It came. I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
Don't you want to see the miracle?
Continue to carry her from town to town until my flesh
I am
succumbed.
Philip.
But this was not her will. But I wondered, what shrine should be her
That's not
shelter?
fit for us. Nothing
This
sacred
time,
about
It was
this.
the Madonna herself who answered my questions. You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge? She said, You shall build me a new church. Can you feel? You are a... The Madonna knows. The Virgin... Kingsbridge has Prior James left you before his time when you need... Your old cathedral was
How do you know this?
And your new one collapsed. You have suffered.
Dada!
All of you.
Dada!
All of you know how it is to be hungry and of...
Jack. Aliena.
Philip,
But this is...
A miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
But how?
We thought it was time to give Tommy a home.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip, do you recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But... Just what are you doing here with these people? Do you think I wouldn't notice it's all artifice? Your shrine is an old cart with decorations, and Reynold is just a dubious man speaking nothing but lies. Remigius has heard of him, and nothing good.
The camels were a bit much, weren't they?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Really?
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be Master Builder.
Why?
I've studied the cathedrals, churches, and houses they build in France and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colours, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
The townspeople probably think that's enough to build a whole cathedral, but to me it looks like about £100. You know that won't even pay for a year's work.
Like all of this, it's a symbol. Enough for a fresh start.
And the Madonna will stay here. Kingsbridge will attract visitors and donations again.
You mean I should be thankful for these lies and tricks?
Jack! Aliena! You came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Catface shows up every now and then. And Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
Father lives with her now.
What's wrong, Martha?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry.
She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge. She knows your pain.
What now?
The miracle!
Her eyes are wet.
Her eyes!
Look at her, Evan.
They're shining.
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
Why are you weeping? She's mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle. We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
It is time we started doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before and we can do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like that. Don't you remember what happened last time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random they.
People need hope, and these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but Mary speaks again. is that?
You fell for them. You really did. And
You're no.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. I resign. I'm leaving the Priory.
You got so big, Tommy. And you're just as shy as your father was.
Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something.
We are so proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here? Your wife, Agnes?
No. Ellen and Martha moved her to Kingsbridge. She got a proper burial this time.
Will you come back with us too?
Would you want that?
Yes. I need your help with the cathedral. Philip and I have big plans.
We'll come.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
Really? What were they like?
They were good people.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does. But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there. He was the only one who survived.
Not for long.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape. But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him. I was there. And you were there, Jack. But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed. Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
As if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey, the lark his freedom net.
No! No!
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waleran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I.
I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness and regret.
O da büyük orospu çocuğu da. En büyük orospu çocuğu sağda.
The people they killed will return to haunt them. I promised them.
we welcome our new prior, Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years until the cathedral will be finished. And the Earl of Shiring has promised to support us. But he has not done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war, poverty, and most of all, heathen beliefs. I have spoken to God. I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in. No matter the cost, this shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end to
Wailer.
Jack, what are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Sherborne.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here!
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town. Our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
It had been 3 years. 3 years of drought. 3 years of hunger and poverty. England was brought to its knees. Only our walls had kept us safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages. Bishop Waileran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring. Many had died. The work on our own cathedral had almost come to a halt. 4 weeks the storm had raged on. It was then that our cathedral gave up its last secret. And everything changed.
Tom!
I told you you wouldn't like the sight of this.
It looks bad, but it's not the wall I'm worried about. It's good you sent the workers home during the storm. Now do us all a favour and do the same. Go home. Your children hardly get to see you. Tommy and Sally have been asking about you all morning. You'll kill yourself up here!
That crack down there must have been due to the storm. If the storm works, I work.
My cathedral was never designed to be this high.
I know! I reinforced the walls. It cannot be the height.
What else was damaged? I'd look myself, but I dare not come closer. If your mother knew I was up here at all, she'd kill me.
Both of us.
What?
She would kill both of us!
Careful over there!
If we don't find out what's causing this, then the whole east wall will come down. The storm is making it worse.
If you're right. What about Aliane?
She should be on her way back from...
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
That won't help solving...
One day, people sailing on the wind, Rashid told me.
Sure!
The roof looks... The vaulting is crap. If I make it worse, then we'll at least know what the problem is.
You're probably right.
All right. One more time.
And?
If the vaulting were unstable, this part should have collapsed and the wall would retract.
So?
No.
When we erected the eastern wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. No matter what we did, it all went. Remember?
Yes, but this is not the same wall.
Still, could the core...
The cloister...
Do you think that's like...
It was there back when your wall had a crack, and now this wall is But it's too far away. The ground...
But it's never been that dry.
We had no problem with the rest of the walls.
Well, that's true.
The crypt!
Huh. How kept the whole foundation there?
But it never had to carry this much weight before.
You're right. If the cause of our problem is down there, you go ahead.
Don't you need help?
I'll manage. Just don't.
Are you sure?
Go on. I know you can't wait.
Neither. I'll just take a...
They were enraged. Bishop Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what you wrote.
I think so, too. I would be honored if...
Philip, the problem... Well...
Jack!
Have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we...
What about Ali?
She stayed a day longer for the Fleece Fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this...
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure.
I need to go. I think I know why the East...
Yes?
I'm not sure, but
I better wait for Tom. I know he doesn't want to miss anything.
Now it's down here too.
The cause of the
could be the drought could have made it worse.
We'll find out. That definitely wasn't it.
It wasn't.
If there's dry sand behind there, we know it's the ground.
Just be careful when you work on that wall. If it's the ground and the foundation.
Here we go.
But what?
I think I can feel...
What?
One more time.
Jack, watch out!
It's all right.
What is it?
Dear God. These stones, they've been removed.
The mortar is missing.
Whoever put them back just added some more to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does...
I think...
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll...
Careful now. You've got the whole east wall on top of you. Jack?
Jack? I'm all right. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here. A chamber.
What's that?
I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even. Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. It's a...
What? There's a bed in... What? Jonathan, we need that torch.
Who slept here? Strange. Who slept? Strange. Maybe Philip knows what this is. Yes. Maybe Philip... I'll have to fill the whole space up with... Or the east wall will fall. I'll have... Or the... No. No. It's made of leather. It's a whip. What is that doing here?
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
Yes.
Did you know about this place?
No, I did not. I have seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral. Cuthbert told me about it. They said...
And melted down. They also said it was my...
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shire for stealing this chalice.
That scourge. It belonged to Prior James. I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait. Jack, you were in the burning cathedral. What were you doing there?
And then I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me. Didn't say anything.
Waileran, what do you want?
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these? While your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promised them miracles. But your miracles never work out.
God works in ways that we cannot.
My mother. You failed again.
I came about
the Bible?
No, Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. This is
your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave and don't come back unless I ask. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
Then get me a whore! Now!
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. Thank you for your hospitality.
Someone! Help me! Please! I need help!
Excuse me, haven't you heard it too?
I'm hurt!
Hello? Oh!
My horse!
Take my hand! We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you. I'm Aliena. Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
She took her.
Should have let her die. We would all be better off without someone like her.
Hey, what are you going to do with that?
I'm just going to borrow it.
Let's try to get along until the storm passes.
I don't like this.
Thank you.
Hey, that's our
Can't you see she's free?
It's all right. It's just a black. Hold your horses. We'll see what happens.
She's avoiding eye contact. I hope the storm spares your...
If only we had that much.
We still have our...
And our big...
You still have yours.
I should keep my dagger here.
We don't have much, but always enough for a lost soul.
She doesn't deserve anything.
Take a bowl and go ahead.
What's she doing now?
I don't know. I think she's freezing. Maybe we should be kinder to her. Kiss.
Shush. Let her eat.
No, they don't deserve her kindness.
Eat this. You must be hungry.
Thank you. That's nice of you.
Why are you giving her soup? Dirt. That's what she deserves for dinner.
What? Do you want her to starve?
Please, don't start a fight.
Oh, you're so kind. Many people would have let me die.
People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Who?
My husband and his entourage.
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Divorced? Oh, he's just been beside himself ever since his mother.
Maybe now you'll understand what loss feels like. And what you people are doing to us.
Stop bullying her! Can't you see she's upset?
Kiff.
How do they know you? This isn't right.
Oh, I'm used to it. He has to do a lot of things people don't like. And sometimes they recognize me.
Wait. Is your husband...
I thought you knew.
William...
Oh, I swear, I'm not... I can't...
I used to know him when I was a girl.
Really?
Why did you marry him?
My parents arranged it. And it was an honor to be picked.
What's he like now?
I loathe him with all my heart. How do you know him?
He wanted to marry me when I was your age. Apparently he likes young girls, no matter how old he gets.
You too were supposed to marry him. How come you didn't?
He was a beast. So I refused.
You refused him?
It caused a lot of misery.
You're so courageous. I wish I was like you. I can't even stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this land. For years he roamed across the country to raid, rape and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no earl. After all he's taken from us, we should take something from him too.
She has nothing to do with this. Don't you dare touch her. Can't you see she's another one of his victims?
Oh, give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying because you know too.
Enough to know your pain.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Sam, where the hell am I supposed to tether this horse?
It's Walter. He's looking for me.
Come with me to Kingsbridge. People will take care of you there.
That should do it.
Walter.
You. I've not seen you in a long time. William would be very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her! If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time already.
Elizabeth stays with me.
No, she doesn't.
Thank you for saving me and protecting me from these people.
Come on now. We need William.
Dear Francis, the letters...
Alt F4 kanka.
Gibi yerin dibine batırım ben, gerçeğim onlar hayal. İste sana ispatlarım, bir sevsen beni, gönlümdeki derdi siler atarım. Aradan çok yıllar geçti, çok sular aktı.